A Mouse's Christmas Wish. From the bookshelf of Grandpa John. From the high, dust-coated edge of Grandpa John's bookshelf, nestled between a worn copy of A Christmas Carol and an old tin soldier missing a leg, begins the quiet tale of a creature no larger than a thimble. The shelf, cluttered with forgotten keepsakes and smelling of pine and pipe tobacco, overlooked a warm little den. Clocks ticked in cozy rhythm. Firelight danced like candle flames across the floorboards. There, in the crack behind a tattered encyclopedia, lived Marble, a wide-eyed little mouse with fur as soft as cinnamon and whiskers that trembled when he dreamed. Tonight was Christmas Eve. Snow powdered the windows like sugar. The scent of gingerbread floated in the air. Marble, curled into a cotton puff he'd stolen from an old medicine bottle, was wide awake. His tiny pink paws clutched a button like a pillow. His ears twitched. "Tomorrow," he whispered, the way a child might say the word magic. For Marble, Christmas meant more than just survival. It meant cheese. He had heard the stories from his grandfather, Old Tailnick, who once nibbled Gouda off a silk napkin in 1952. The humans bring out the good stuff on Christmas, Old Tailnick had said, with a glimmer in his tired eye. Smoked cheddar, creamy brie, wheels of camembert so soft you could bathe in it. Marble had never tasted any of it. He'd only gnawed stale crumbs and filched dried rice. But tomorrow he would feast, and not just feast. He would play and play. Because Marble knew this much, the human children always got toys, bright, loud, wonderful contraptions that bounced, blinked, and buzzed. The mouse hole behind the walls was full of scavenged treasures, a thimble here, a marble there, but what Marble longed for was something new. "A bell that rings just for me," he murmured. "A ball that rolls, a string that pulls back, a toy that's mine." His dreams swelled with candy cane castles and cheese towers stretching to the ceiling. He imagined biting into a hunk of Swiss as big as a bookend. He dreamed of mozzarella ribbons wrapped around warm breadsticks. He saw himself leaping onto a toy train, riding around the Christmas tree like a king, tail waving like a banner. Even the cold didn't bite so hard tonight, not with dreams pressed against his tiny heart. But Marble wasn't the only one stirring in the shadows. Beneath the floorboards, another pair of eyes blinked open, slick, narrow. Whistle Nip, the cellar rat. He, too, had heard the stories, but his dreams weren't of sharing, he dreamed of taking. Marble awoke to golden light leaking through the cracks in the wall. The soft bells of Christmas morning jingled faintly from downstairs. He sat up in his cotton nest and rubbed his eyes. It was time. He dashed from the hole behind the bookshelf, skittering along the baseboard with practiced silence. He paused near the parlor archway, his heart hammering. And there it was. The tree. A towering pine covered in tinsel and twinkling lights, reaching up like the tallest forest beneath it. Oh, the glory! Plates of food sat unattended as the humans shuffled about in pajamas, yawning and laughing. Marble's nose twitched at the aroma, sharp cheddar, buttery Gouda, soft brie crowned with cranberry. He nearly passed out. "Today is the day," he whispered. "I am the mouse of Christmas." He scurried forth, dodging a slipper and a falling ribbon, and reached the edge of the cheese tray laid out by the fireplace. It was heaven. He clambered up a toothpick bridge and sank his teeth into a cube of aged cheddar. His eyes rolled back. The richness, the warmth, the dreams had not lied. And then, ding. A bell jingled behind him. He turned, startled. There it was, a cat toy, dropped carelessly by one of the children, a perfect round ball with a golden jingle inside. He batted at it, and it rolled forward. Click. The train beneath the tree lit up, its wheels whirring. Marble blinked. Could he? He could. He leapt aboard. Around the tree he went, clinging to the top of the engine like a hero. whizzing past presents and candy canes. The humans didn't even notice him in their joyful morning haze. But from the grate by the hearth, two yellow eyes narrowed. Whistlenip was watching. His stomach growled, his claws scratched against the stone. Enjoy it while you can, little dreamer. Even Christmas cheese has its cost. Marble didn't hear him. He was too busy ringing his new bell, his belly full of brie, and his dreams, for now, deliciously, beautifully real. That night, the humans slumbered after their festivities, and the world dimmed into a soft hush. But beneath the floorboards, the silence boiled with tension. Whistlenip moved like a shadow through the crawlspace, his tail jagged, his fur patchy, his mind sharp. He knew every creak, every vent, every path to the pantry. But now, the smell of cheese haunted him. And worse, so did the image of that smug little mouse, riding a toy train like a king. No more. Whistlenip crept into the parlor, under the tree, where crumbs still lay from the feast. There, asleep beneath a fallen napkin, was Marble. The jingle ball sat beside him. Whistlenip raised a claw. Then crunchy. Too late. Marble rolled awake, ears twitching, eyes sharp. You, Marble whispered. You've taken enough, Whistlenip growled. I want the bell and the train, and every last bit of cheese you hid. I hid nothing, Marble said calmly. There was more than enough, you just didn't ask. Ask. The world never gave me anything, I took, I survived. Marble stood now, trembling, but firm. Then maybe, he said, you forgot what Christmas could be. Whistlenip lunged, but Marble rolled the jingle ball straight into his face. It rang out with a bright, golden peal. Suddenly, thud, a paw, then a soft meow. The house gathered. Both mice froze as glowing eyes appeared. Whistlenip shrieked and bolted back into the floorboards. Marble dashed behind a teacup. The cat sniffed and wandered off again, unimpressed. Marble sat there for a moment, heart pounding. The jingle ball rolled to a stop beside him. Later that night, Marble returned to his hole in the wall, a sliver of brie tucked under his arm, the bell tied to his tail with a thread of gold. He stared at the wall where the floorboard met the stone. He knew Whistlenip was listening. I left you some cheese, Marble said quietly. And a ribbon, you can tie it to your tail maybe next year. We'll both ride the train. There was no reply. But Marble smiled anyway. Because somewhere beneath the hearth, a pair of yellow eyes blinked, not with hatred, but with thought. And for the first time in many winters, the space beneath the floorboards felt just a little bit warmer. The end.